All right, what's going on this morning, guys? Welcome back to Combat Corner. Let's talk. 6:50 in the morning. I'm getting ready for work. I wake up. What do I see on my timeline that refreshes my UFC energy? My excitement about the sport. What do I see? Not finalized, but they're in the works again. Oh, Colby Chaos Covington versus Khamzat Boars Chimaev. Man, oh man, I'm talking a huge fight. Now I know, Colby Covington may not be your favorite character, but you cannot deny that guy when he is in the octagon. He has cardio for days. He's got pace, his pressure. If he comes in there smart with his hands up, he doesn't just keep getting in the hitting the jaw and in the head like against Usman, you know, he's got the Diaz syndrome. He's just got to get hit in the head. He's got to get hit in the face. No offense, my man. I get it. Um, and then you got Khamzat Chimaev, who is all I'm gonna say. Everybody likes Khamzat. We all like Khamzat, right? But I'm just gonna say a couple of things about Khamzat. Now, real quick, here's some food for thought. Imagine if Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev was a 5 round fight. All right, I know it's already been said and been put out there, but think about that for a second. What if there was a fourth or a fifth round in that fight? I think we can all agree that Hamza wouldn't have been able to weather the Gilbert Burns storm for that long. He better thank his lucky stars that was a 3 round fight. That fight was controversial. It could have very easily went to Gilbert as well. Um, Now the other thing I got to say about Hamza is he pissed a lot of people off when he missed weight against Nate Diaz. That's a big deal. Coincidentally, I got Nate up on my back wall. I'm a big Nate fan, but even if I wasn't a big Nate fan, I guess that was, you know, it's a big deal when a fighter misses weight. That's a big deal. You're a professional. You should be able to make that weight. And then to come in that much over against Nate Diaz, I mean, what a spit in the face. I mean, it might not have went that good for Nate Diaz, and what ended up happening with Tony Ferguson, that was probably the best outcome for Nate Diaz. So awesome for you, Nate. I'm glad you got to get a dub before your exit of the UFC. But I just with Hamza, when he did that, I think he lost over half of his fan base. Now let's get back to Hamza versus Colby Covington. Now here's something I can say about Colby Covington, right? Colby Covington, he's champion right now. If he didn't bump into Usman and Usman wasn't champion, if Usman wasn't the champion of this era right now, Colby Covington's champion. I want you to think about that too. Colby's got the belt right now. If Usman was never champion, and I think, in my personal opinion, I think Colby beats Leon Edwards and takes that belt. I think the only person in that division is Colby Covington that would have the belt if Usman didn't and he was never around. You get what I'm saying? If Usman was never around, then this is Colby Covington's era, kinda is what I'm saying. So now Hamzat versus Colby. What do I think when I immediately? What do I think when I hear that? What does everybody think? Grappling. It's gonna be a hell of a grappling wrestling exchange, right? That's what you think, right? But you've seen how Gilbert went out there. No, no. You excuse me. You've seen how Hamzat went out there against Gilbert. We were all thinking, oh, Hamzat's gonna probably try to dominate him on the ground, but Hamzat was just like he was trying to kick ass. He was trying to keep it standing, and let's see if he's able to pull himself together long enough to be able to think about doing the right thing against Colby if he was to be in there with Colby, because Colby's that boy's cardio is long as the day Monday is long. You know what I mean? Like, it just don't quit. It just does not quit. So we've physically seen time and time and time again Colby Covington in the fire and still coming out like a madman, right? What exactly would you see in that second and third round from Khamzat against Gilbert Burns? A really, really, really tired guy who probably even that fight killed himself to make weight because he's a 200-pound guy. You know what I mean? Going way down. Do I think it's an excellent matchup? Yes. Take my money, please. I want that fight. I want it bad. I love the fights that go all the rounds and they are just balls to the wall the whole time. I really appreciate the sweet science and technique of fighting for sure, for sure. But that's more for boxing in my opinion. But for UFC, the best fight the best now, and they're out there, man. They're out there putting in that work, dude. They're going hard, man. You know. So that's why I'm a big fan of the UFC, and that's why that's why I would be a big fan of Khamzat versus Colby, because you know that they would deliver no matter what. They would talk a ton of shit. Think about the press conference in that. That would be so entertaining. They're gonna talk so much shit to each other, and then they're gonna go out there and seriously put hands on each other the whole time. I personally think that if Khamzat can't go in there and get the finish real quick, that he's gonna tire out and Colby's just gonna beat Colby and put the pace on him. He's gonna beat you on the cards, or he's gonna TKO you. But I personally, I give Colby that fight. You know, I think he pulls away with the dub on that one. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Let's talk. Thanks for stopping in.